Are we doing this?
I don't know.
We are moving.
Are you sure? Should we move?
I mean, the island's been great. We love Madeira, but you know what? It's time to be true to ourselves, and I think we're going to move.
We're not really moving, are we? Let's do it. But where are we going to go?
Stay tuned to find out. And action.
Welcome back to Track Us Down. If you're just finding us, I'm Monique.
And I'm Doug. Our channel is all about retiring early, moving abroad, and living what we call a better second half of life. And part of a better second half of life could be moving from the place that you moved to.
We have been living here in Madeira for 3 years now. We love our home. We love our neighborhood. We've made connections. It's absolutely great. But guess what? It's time for us to move on.
In today's video, we're going to share our reasons for the decision we made to move on from our place here on Madeira and give you some things to think about should you make this move to Madeira, from Madeira, or within Madeira yourself. So stay tuned.
We are moving, and it's not for the reasons you think. We are not unhappy here in our current home. We love our place here. We love the memories we've made here. And of course, if you've been watching our channel, we love our incredible view that we have in this home. But for us, it's time to move on.
And we love the view here. We've had such great memories with our view on New Year's Eve, but we've learned a lot of things about ourselves in the last 2.5 years living here at our place overlooking Funchal. And it's just this, the view isn't everything. We love the view, but sometimes we feel like we're a prisoner of the view. We're looking at Funchal, we feel like we want to be in Funchal. Our realtor, who we've known and used for years here, has found us an amazing place. It's a building that we've had our eye on for a while, even when we used to live down in Funchal when we first started renting here. And on top of that, they found us a buyer for our place. So we couldn't have been happier with the service they provided us.
And we've had so many of you who've relocated here use our realtor as well and be so happy with her services. So if you're interested in that, reach out to us. We'd love to share her name with you.
You've been happy customers, and now we are as well. So we're making a move, something that's exciting for us. We call it Track Us Down 2.0, or just 2.0 for us in our second half of life. And we have so many reasons we want to share with you about why that could be a great idea.
The next reason is about minimalism. We've talked on this channel tons about being light, being flexible, being free in your second half of life. And moving is one way that you can absolutely relook at all your possessions, take stock of what you have, and make some changes. And that's what we're doing as we're preparing for this move.
And as you may know, if you've watched some of our previous videos, especially some of our very early ones where we talked a lot about downsizing and becoming more minimalist and more purposeful as far as what you own, you will know that we did a big downshifting early on when we were making our move here to Portugal. After 23 years of living in the same home, we had obviously collected quite a bit of stuff. And it's surprising here, even in 2.5 years in the place that we currently are, how you can slowly start to collect things again. So this is a way of making a refresh, downsizing a bit more again, and just preparing to launch our 2.0 again in our better second half of life.
So as Doug said, we have accumulated some stuff. I think we've been pretty good this second time around of not accumulating too much, but there's always things that you can go through to either sell, donate, or just kind of decide that you don't need that anymore, that it's weighing you down rather than serving you. And that's what we've been using this move as, a way to continue on our minimalism journey.
We've definitely been much better as far as the consumerism, what we're acquiring. We're much more purposeful, and you have to in your second half of life, especially if you're on a budget, and we're big on budgets.
The third reason that this move is at a great time for us is really to do with our channel, where here we share with you and we talk about downshifting, downsizing, minimalism, and all these things that help contribute to a better second half of life. And we practice what we preach. We are going to go through the same process that many of you are thinking of going through, or perhaps you're going through right now, and doing that downshifting, downsizing, and looking towards the future as to what's next for us as you look forward to what's next for you.
And we do talk to a lot of you, whether it's on Zoom or it's via email, or when you've made that great move abroad here and we meet you in person. And we love the feedback that we get from you, whether you're thinking about doing it or you have done it and you've embraced more of a downshifting, kind of a minimalist lifestyle. And when we say minimalist, again, we don't mean a table and chairs. We mean just decluttering your life so that you have the freedom to do the things that you want to do in your second half of life. Travel, relax, paint, build something. anything like that, exercise. And for us, that is the key. It's the freedom that comes with it.
Absolutely. And many of you have sent us photos of your decluttering and your moving and your downshifting and downsizing. And that inspires us right back. And so thank you for that.
Freedom for us means the ability to turn the key, lock our apartment, and go traveling. It means we don't have a lot to look after as far as yards or courtyards or plants and all those kind of things. It's just kind of setting ourselves up for that next phase of what we're looking for.
2.0.
2.0 in our second half of life.
Our fourth reason for moving right now is about risk taking. As you know from our channel, and if we know you personally, we have been a very stable couple. We have had stability in our lives. We lived in the same house for 23 years. We did very stable jobs, and we wanted something different for our second half of life. We wanted to be a little more adventurous, a little more risk tolerant, a little more willing to give things a try, and moving abroad and even moving homes is part of that.
And if you've been following us for a while, that as stable as we were, we did take risks as far as taking a year off with our two boys when they were young and doing a round-the-world trip for an entire year. We did do lots of travel, but we wanted to give them a stable base to raise our family.
Absolutely. I don't regret that stability.
Not at all. But here in our second half of life, we're always looking for ways to enhance our freedom and enhance our mobility and just enhance our experiences. And that has come a lot from meeting people like you who have moved here. It's amazing how many people like you, like us, there are in the world who want to do the same thing. So we kind of decided we were going to flip the script. We're going to take a line right out of Seinfeld, George Costanza, and we were just going to do the opposite of what normally Doug and Monique might have done in the past. So part of it is it's okay to move. Sometimes you just have to do the opposite of what you would normally do.
Yes, I will do the opposite. I used to sit here and do nothing and regret it for the rest of the day. So now I will do the opposite and I will do something.
That video always makes me laugh because that's exactly what we're doing. Sometimes you just got to think about what's the opposite of what we would normally do. Let's give that a try. And the results are usually fantastic. The fifth reason is we believe that this is a very financially smart move for us. We have shared a lot about our financial journey over the last 3 years in early retirement, in our second half of life with you on this channel. We've talked about our financial summits that we hold with our family, that we are reading books, that we are learning, and we are always increasing our knowledge and wanting to do better with our money in our second half of life than we did in our first.
And we are certainly not financial advisors. We are doing the best that we can. We're learning as much as we can. We're reading. We want to do better in our second half of life than we did in our first. We feel lucky and we feel fortunate to be here, but I think we've done some things right. So whether it's a financially smart move or not, that remains to be seen. I think real estate is very sound right now. We're not shooting for the moon. We're not looking to get in over our head, taking out mortgages. We want to remain debt-free. But this is a move where we're leveraging the value of the home that we spent the last 2.5 years in here while the price has gone up. And we're making more of a lateral type of move into somewhere that we feel is better for us going forward in 2.0. So we definitely feel that we're going to be okay financially in that sense. We're not doing anything crazy where we're going to wreck everything that we've built here. It's just about repositioning. And it's exciting that when you move abroad from somewhere like North America and set yourself up here 3 years later, you can still make these kind of moves and just keep moving along to get to where you want to be or you think you want to be in your second half of life.
So where are we moving to?
I have no idea.
You know. So Madeira itself, the entire island, is absolutely stunning. And there are so many places that call us and so many places that we could potentially live. We love out east, out west, Ponta do Sol, Caleta. There's so many beautiful places, and we actually understand why many people choose to live in those places. It works for them. We love the north side. We love everywhere outside Madeira. There's so many gorgeous places to live. And who knows, maybe one day we will choose somewhere outside of Funchal. But for now,
we are moving to Funchal. And like Monique said, we're the type of people, if we moved anywhere, we could settle in, we could live in the country, we could live in the city, we could live by the beach in the mountains, we could find a place and we would be comfortable. We're easy to settle in. But we are city people and we love being near the nightlife. Not that we're big partiers or anything.
that sounded wrong.
I like being out at night. I like the walkability. We like the lights. We like the life, the energy that comes from being a city. It's just what we're used to. We've met many people who are from the country and love that kind of life, and we totally respect that. But for us, going forward, after 3 years here in Madeira, and you get to know the neighborhoods, this is what we feel is best for us in 2.0. And it doesn't have to stay that way. We can stay there for another 2 years, 3 years, and if we want to move to the mountains, we can do that too. There's nothing that says you're set in stone.
And in terms of Funchal, as we've talked about before, every area has its pros and cons. And of course, the pros and cons depend on who the person is looking at it. There's lots of places in Funchal, depending on what you're looking for. We found another place that we think works for us. So yes, we are staying in Funchal.
We are staying in Funchal, but we're moving down to Funchal. We're going to be very close to the ocean.
So now we want to share with you some of our general moving advice, whether you're thinking of moving within the country you are in, or if you're thinking of moving abroad. And our first piece of advice to you for moving is you can DIY this. You can do this yourself. You do not need to pay a consultant or someone to do all this for you, do the research, do the thinking. You are a professional. You are in your second half of life. You have lived a life. You can fill out paperwork and you can do the research and you can make the decisions. And that's actually part of the process that makes it all so rewarding, is that you are actually an integral part of it. We've had so many people say to us that, we've watched your videos for free and we've gotten so much great advice about moving abroad that you saved us thousands and thousands of dollars. And that makes us feel amazing. But more than that, that is a good move for you if you're thinking of moving abroad.
And I just want to double down on that. That is exactly the key point. A lot of it is just forms to fill out, a bit of reading, a bit of research, talking to others. But to pay a consultant thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to do something you can do yourself, you can use that money for furniture here, you can use that money for a car here, and you'll feel good that you accomplished something yourself. So if it's something super complicated like taxes, yeah,
I think that's the exception.
talk to a professional because taxes are so important that you get that set up properly ahead of time. But when it comes to actually moving your stuff or finding out if you can do it, just watch YouTube.
And in terms of a tax consultant, I would think that that's the one exception for sure, because taxes are so specific to your country, to you personally, and there is so much information and misinformation on the internet, on YouTube, that it's very complicated to find out what your exact tax situation would be if you moved abroad. So definitely consult an expert on that. But other than that, you can DIY this.
So for example, on our channel, we have talked a lot about researching things like healthcare. You can find information like that here. We talked a lot about cost of living. We started our channel based on cost of living and budgeting. It's a good place to start. Prices have gone up a little bit, not a lot. And every year we do a recap of our yearly cost of living, which we look forward to doing again. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
And if you do the research yourself and you fill out the paperwork and you get all this together for your move abroad, it is incredibly rewarding. You don't need to take a course. You don't need to have someone do this for you. You can do this yourself and save tons of money while doing it.
And the last point that we want to hammer home is be light and be free. Use this opportunity to declutter, to simplify, to minimize, to change your workout habits, your health, what you're looking forward going to in your next second half of life. Use this opportunity to be light, be free, be mobile, enjoy the world, and have a great retirement or second half of life abroad if you're still working.
And selling everything and being free from that clutter from the past is actually part of the journey as well. It's part of what feels rewarding once you're here about being light, minimal, and free. That is how you can explore the world in the second half of life. If you are considering a move abroad and want some information, please check out our free playlists on YouTube where we talk about everything from moving abroad, from decluttering to selling everything and how to do that, to what you need to know about different places abroad, choosing a location, and the actual move abroad, even with pets.
And most importantly, just living and enjoying that better second half of life. So on that note, if you enjoy our videos, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate your feedback and your support.
Also, if you've moved abroad and you have decluttered, downsized, sold everything, and moved abroad, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. We know a lot of you out there have gone through this process. Let's encourage others to do so.
That's a good idea.
So there you have it. We are continuing to practice what we preach, to be light, minimal, and free. And we are excited for this move. We are excited to stay here in Funchal in a new location and begin our 2.0.
We are definitely not leaving Madeira. We still love it. We're still true to our word. We love our life here. We can't imagine ourselves anywhere else right now. So we're not leaving the island. You can think of this as more of a repositioning cruise to a different location here on Madeira down in Funchal. We'll see you there. But for now, we have a lot of work to do, a lot of settling in, a lot of moving. We might need a bit of a break
Yeah, I need a holiday.
just to get away from the island for a bit. Stay tuned.
Thank you so much for spending some of your time with us today. And as always, check back in and
Track us down, but don't do the giggle.
I like the giggle.
I always edit it out.
No, don't giggle. It's cute.
It sounds creepy.